What are we talking about today? Well, what we're talking about today is the 3-iron versus the 3-wood. What's the difference? What's the similarity? Well, I can tell you one thing. This goes much further than this. Well, first things first, this one is set at 14.5 or 15 degrees. 3-wood can be anything from 13 degrees up to 16 degrees. This one is set at 14.5 to 15. It has a long shaft, probably the second longest in the bag behind the driver. The 3-iron is nowadays the second longest iron you'll find in the bag. Most people will not have a 3-iron. 3-irons are becoming obsolete. 3 and 4-iron are often not included in sets anymore, and you're starting sets at 5-iron or 6-iron where hybrids have taken over. This is still a 3-wood. It's not a hybrid yet. Hybrid is a mixture of these two clubs, but still 3-iron is in my bag every now and then, depending on the makeup of my bag. The 3-iron is actually a very difficult club to hit because the shaft is steel, because the shaft is long, because the loft is low. I mean, a 3-iron you're probably looking at about, nowadays you're probably looking at about 20 degrees, about 20 degrees. 20 degrees on an iron is a lot more difficult to get airborne, especially off the turf, than a 16 or 15 degree 3-wood, which has all this body behind it, this flexible face, all this air there, which creates this rebound effect like a trampoline, and the low sense of gravity to get the club airborne, helping the ball to get airborne. Despite having the longer shaft, it's a lot lighter shaft. It's a graphite shaft. The club face, the way the club's created, helps to get the ball in the air. Now, because the degree difference here is 5, so this is 15 degree, this is, let's say, 20 degrees, that's 5 degrees. Automatically, at that swing speed, to compare the same swing speed, you'll probably find if this goes 255, this is going to go 225, 230. Now, why would you have one or the other? Actually, 3-irons nowadays I would highly not recommend. I have one because I had a 2-iron. I tried to get rid of it to use a 3-iron, which I felt might be more versatile off the fairways. Little did I know, a 7-wood is a really great club to replace something like this. And I really wouldn't recommend you getting a 3-iron. I mean, unless you really like the look of an iron, hitting it off the tee or off the fairway or something, I wouldn't really recommend it. Because of the low loft, it's so easy to become that club that you top, that you slice, that you fat, because it's very intimidating to look at. It's very flat. Whereas a 7-wood or a 5-wood or something like that is much more inviting to look at, such as like a 3-wood. Now, a 3-wood is just going to go much further than the 3-iron. So we have different times we're going to use these. You're not going to use the 3-iron and 3-wood in the same situations at all. 3-iron can be a tee club that goes a certain distance. It can be an approach club that goes a certain distance off the deck. 3-wood does the same thing, except it's a different scenario. So we have to understand that those differences of club face, shaft length, shaft weight, loft, how the club is constructed, these things are all going to change how they work, which makes the 3-wood much easier, the 3-iron much more difficult. But to be honest, it's irrelevant, because 3-woods are good for some people, but 5-wood or 4-wood is going to be better. 3-iron is good for very few people, and actually with the advent of hybrids and higher lofted fairway woods, it's also pretty obsolete. So don't make the mistake of thinking they're the same. And if you are looking at buying either one of these things or trying to fill your bag, with the best club possible, you want to hit them first and just check you can hit them, because there's far better, more forgiving, easier to hit options than these two.